All right.
Start adding them. And do full screen too when you get a chance.
Where's that at? Oh yeah, I know the arrows.
No, top right in the box.
Yeah, but the arrow's on the box, right? Right, the arrow's on the box.
Yeah.
You guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry for the delay on the calendar I'm normally used to having come up, didn't come up. It came up in a different format, kind of messed me up. I think I'm going to take attendance, okay, you guys? Because I'm waiting for one more person. Ah, there they are. Okay, so Easton, are you there?
Yep.
Parker.
Yeah.
And Isaiah.
Here.
Okay, Ryan.
Here.
Okay, Peyton Dew.
Here.
Peyton Feather.
Here.
Bryce Spray.
Here.
Elijah.
Here.
Lily.
Here.
Taylor.
Here.
Dalton.
Here.
Marcelo. Marcelo.
We just got done with driving, so he might not be on the call yet.
Okay, no problem. No problem. I'll call on him again. All right, Molly.
Here.
Deasia.
Here.
Cade.
Here.
Braden. Braden. Logan.
Here.
Gracie.
Here.
Allie.
Here.
Okay, so looks like we're waiting for Braden and Marcelo. Braden and Marcelo, but you said that they may, well, at least Marcelo might be late coming in from a drive. So I'll be looking for him. All right, so I'll keep looking to see if if he's wants to join, then I'll get him join him. All right, so how is everybody? You did some drives today?
I'm good. I didn't drive though. I wish.
Who drove today?
I did.
Okay, who else?
I did.
Okay, anybody else? Nobody else?
I did.
Oh, you did? Okay, what drive are you guys on? Like two?
I'm on 2.
Drive 2, okay. Anybody else? I know what kids drive. We drove 2. Actually Parker and Lily and Molly drove. That was also our second drive. Actually, it was a pretty good day for driving. Lucked out on it. Lucked out. I was telling my kids today, we got a little snow coming in Thursday into Friday, but I don't think it's anything major.
Yeah, it probably will go away by evening.
Yeah, and I think it's not even going to be a major event. So, Braden, are you in?
I saw his name on the screen.
Are you there, Braden?
Yeah.
Great. So I guess we're waiting on Marcelo. Hopefully that'll come in here any minute. Okay. All right, well, I'm gonna get this show on the road just because we need to get started. So let me enlarge my screen here. View.
This time I'm not late.
All right. Good for you. Okay. Just a minute. Uh-huh.
Aren't we on like page 34 or 35?
It could be. Just bear with me, you guys. I gotta bring that up.
We're on page 33, the lesson 25.
All right. Lesson, you say lesson 25?
Yeah.
Which lesson?
25.
25, 25, right?
Correct.
All right.
When do you think that we're gonna get done with the book?
Well, we should be done with the book by next, because your review session is next Wednesday. So we really should have the book done by next Tuesday. And how many, is there 49 lessons, I think, 49?
Yeah, I think so.
So we're about half, today's 25. So if you round to 50, we're about halfway done.
That went fast.
Yeah, so we got to keep the momentum going though, because we still got quite a few to go. All right, so here's lesson 25. You guys go ahead and fill this in, and then I'll talk to you about some stuff. All right. So as you're finishing up or whatever, but listen, with parking, you guys, they say 15 miles an hour. And quite frankly, I think that's too fast. I'm not gonna lie. I would never be going 15 miles an hour in a parking lot ever. That's fast to me. First of all, you got kids, you got parents, you got other cars. People are coming and going. Oftentimes kids they pull away from their parents. God, that'd be horrible. And when you go into a parking spot, if you're going too fast, if you don't do something right, it's one wrong move, you're going to smack a car next to you or in front of you. If you take it real easy, real slow, if you are off the mark, so to speak, it's much easier to correct the problem than trying to whip in there quick. Really slow going in parking. And I'll tell you something else too. I would be, you guys are getting pink slips now, and you will be for the next few days. So I think you should be practicing parking with parents. We don't spend a lot of time practicing parking with you because we don't have a lot of time to practice it. We only get 6 drives with you guys. The first 2 drives are just getting you guys used to driving. Then you got the 6th drive, that's your evaluation drive. And then you got your 5th drive, that's a highway drive. So now you're looking at what is it? 3 drives, 2 drives?
You know what our paper test is going to look like?
You know what?
Do you know what our paper test is going to look like?
Yeah, well, let me just finish this and I'll tell you about the paper test. But so when you get your pink slip and you get to drive with parents, you really need to be practicing perpendicular parking. That's when you're going in straight. Angular parking. Don't worry about parallel parking too much with them, but the perpendicular, that's the one that you need to be practicing with them. Angle parking, kids do okay on that. That's never a problem. But perpendicular parking is, you really need to be practicing with them. All right, with regard to your test, the paper and pencil paper test, it's 80 questions. It's multiple choice. You have 3 answer choices and you bubble it in. Usually they'll throw one in that is really not even, it's not the one, and then the other 2 are kind of close. So I always tell the kids on the day of the test, increase your odds. The one out of the 3 that is like, oh, there's no way that can be it. Just dismiss that from your thinking and just focus on the 2. That way you get a 50-50 chance of getting it right, which are pretty good odds. All right. So there is perpendicular parking. There is angular parking. And then there is parallel parking. And I will explain parallel parking to you in just a minute, but go ahead and fill that out.
There was some stuff up there by perpendicular parking, like on the top of page 34 that I missed.
Is it here?
Yeah, it's just right there by the perpendicular parking. I think I got it
So is everybody, can I scroll down, you guys?
in a second or 2.
Okay.
Now you can.
All right. All right, can I go down farther? You guys need more time.
Need more time a little bit.
All right, I'll leave it up for a couple more minutes. All right, I'm going down. Something kind of signed me out for some reason. I don't know why that did that. So hang on. It kind of kicked me out. I'm not sure why that did that. Somebody's joining right now, and that might be why that did that. All right. So see the parallel parking there? That's probably going to give you guys I think maybe the most challenging for you. But there's actually a way that you can do it that will be you'll get it right. So what this is saying to you, you see the picture of the parallel parking. So you want to park in between two cars. So there's a way that you can do this, and it pretty much works every time. In fact, you could tell your parents this, explain this to them, and walk them through it. Now that you may actually teach your parents how to parallel park, because there's a lot of adults that can't do it. So what you do is you pull up next to the car that you're going to park behind, and you line up your back ends, right? You line up your back end with the car in front of you. You put your blinker on. You turn the wheel. I call it hard. When I say hard right or hard left, that means you turn the wheel so it cannot go any further. So you turn your wheel hard right, totally right, so it can't go any further. And when I talk about slow, I'm talking about so slow. You very slowly start backing to the right. When the car, very slowly, you're cranking the car, so you're going to put the car in an angle. When the car is on a 45-degree angle, then you turn the wheel back to the left and you start backing the car in straight. When the front end of your car clears the back end of the car in front of you, you go totally left on the wheel, and you should be able to just slide it right in between the two cars and have it be 12 inches from the curve. And it works. I swear this will work. So nobody, I don't think, is parallel parked yet. I start that on drive 3 for my class, my kids, but we'll do it this way. And I guarantee you, it'll work if you do it that way. And I got to tell you, there's a lot of adults that do not know how to parallel park it. And I don't think they know how to do it. So you can tell your parents, you could tell them how to do it.
My parents have parallel parked before. I'm like, what the heck are you doing?
I will tell you, bigger cars, bigger trucks, bigger things. They're a little more challenging than something small, but if you follow that procedure, it usually works. Marcelo, are you in? Marcelo?
Take that as a no.
Pardon me?
I said I take that as a no.
Well, I think I just admitted him. So I'm not sure why he's not in.
Imagine backing up a semi.
Nope.
Parallel parking.
Nope.
My dad has to do that once.
I can't imagine it. All right, now this kind of could get a little bit confusing. So they're going to talk about hill parking, whether you're parking up a hill or down a hill. It's how you turn your wheels. What you have to envision here is if that car were to start to roll, let's say it slipped out of gear and it started to roll, you want to turn your front wheels so that the car will swing back around and hit the curb and not move into oncoming traffic. That's basically what we're talking about with hill parking. All right, can I move to the activity, you guys? Or do you need more time?
We need more time.
All right.
Mrs. Bahlau,
Yes,
did you have a kid named Owen Smith?
as a school teacher,
No, as a student in driver's ed.
the name sounds really familiar. Did he say he had me?
I remember him saying something.
It just sounds, but I've gone through so many driver's ed kids and I've gone through a lot of public school kids, like thousands. Where does he go to school?
Same school as me, Blissfield.
I probably did ask him if he had me.
Okay.
He won't forget me because I'm so good. He'll be like, oh yeah, oh heck yeah, yes, of course. Oh yes, she is beautiful and she's funny and she's smart and she's just the best teacher in the world. That's what you're going to hear from Owen. Of course,
Okay.
you guys know, I'm kidding, just kidding. All right, can I move on or not?
Yep.
Okay, I think this activity is going to have you guys probably describe what's going on in this parallel parking. I think. And remember what I said, line up the back ends. When the back ends are lined up, hard right on the wheel, put the car on a 45-degree angle. When it's on a 45-degree angle, then you start backing it in straight. So you're gonna have to turn the wheel the other way, back, back, back in straight. When the front end of your car clears the back end of the car in front of you, hard left on the wheel, and you should be able to just bring that right in between the two cars, about 12. You need to be 12 inches from the curb. Let's see what this one has you do. Let me
Really
see.
quick, can I get water? Like 30 seconds.
Me?
Me, yeah.
Can you get a, oh, yeah. I thought you want me to bring you a water. I'm like, I don't think I can do that. Was that activity 22? Was that activity 22?
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Come on. I don't know why that's not letting me.
That was funny. This is 22, right? Activity?
Is this activity 22?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and just finish this one off. Then we'll come back to that other one. And I told you, I think 15 miles is too fast.
It would be like 5. Did anybody get them all right? Nope.
How about anybody 1 to 5?
Nope. Not me.
More than 5?
I didn't. I got like. I tried my best. I got like only like
Oh, that's all right, but
2 right.
we want to try to shoot for, how many was there 20?
There was 5.
No, were there 20 questions total?
I think so.
All right.
The A, B, C, and then the short answer, and then the center, and then the parallel parking things.
All right. So the parallel parking I want to talk to you here in a minute about, but so what I said yesterday, I want to reiterate today. just make sure that if you're missing these, that you are paying attention to the right answers. That's the biggie, that you are paying attention to the right answers. So what does it have you guys do for this short response? Describe the pictures, I think.
Yeah, it said
So do
no,
that.
not the pictures. It was
Do that right now. Take a few minutes and do that. So you're going to tell me what's going on here. So they're lining the back ends up. They're pulling up next to the car they're going to park behind right there, right? Pull up next to them, line the back ends up, then hard right on the wheel. Describe each one of those pictures.
You were just supposed to put which direction the steering wheel is supposed to be pointed.
You were supposed to do what?
Put which direction the steering wheel is supposed to be pointed. That was the question thing.
Oh, that's all they want you to do is just tell me tell you what direction the steering wheel is going to be?
C.
Yeah.
Oh, well, then do that.
The
So
answer
is
that
it
I said
pointed
was
right, or is
next.
it going to be pointed left?
C.
You have to envision which way the back end of that car is going to back up. So in picture one, which way is the back end going to be? The steering, which way are you going to put have the steering wheel in picture one?
Right.
Good. How about picture two?
Hard right.
Yep. Or you want maybe you see how that picture two is on a 45-degree angle? You
Mhm.
kind of want to start to straighten that car out. So really it wouldn't be hard right. It'd be kind of centered. Remember,
Okay.
because you remember how I said once you have that 45-degree angle, you want to start putting it backwards straight. Now, what about picture three? Which way would you start turning it?
A left.
Good. And then when you swing it all the way in, you would pretty much go hard left and get it right in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Passing is very dangerous maneuver. So go fill this out and I'll talk to you about that. You guys probably won't have the opportunity to pass the car. You will on the expressway if somebody's going 10 under. That's the only way you would be able to if they're going 10 under. And believe me, rarely do people go 10 under. They go about 20 over.
There's some times when I like an old lady and an old grandpa, they go like at least 5 or 15 underneath the speed limit. My dad just immediately gets road rage and it speeds.
I can relate to that totally. We were just talking about that tonight, weren't we? Who was it? Parker, weren't we just talking about that tonight?
Talking about what?
Going under the speed limit, it drives me crazy.
Oh yeah.
Did you take your kids on the highway yet? I
No,
mean, the
we don't go-
expressway?
Not till drive 5, so we won't be going there for a while.
Okay.
If you like going fast, though, you're gonna love driving the expressway because you get to go fast legally.
That's what it's made for, right?
Yeah, I love it. And in some expressways in Michigan, you get to go 75. Now, the one we're going to take you guys on is 70. Is Marcello on yet? Any sign of Marcello? Okay.
Can you scroll down a little bit? I take that as a no.
Okay. Let me tell you, passing is, you got to know what you're doing on this. There's no room for error here because you're going to be going fast to pass another car. So basically, by law, you're not supposed to pass unless somebody's going 10 under. If somebody's going the speed limit, you shouldn't pass because you have to exceed the speed limit to pass them. So you can't do that. I'll tell you something else people will do. And I've had it happen to me. I've had it happen to me many, many times. Somebody's going under the speed limit. I got to get someplace. I got to get moving. I have a passing zone. I have a perforated yellow line. Passing is allowed, no problems. So I start to go around the person that's not going the speed limit. I put my blinker, I head check, I look over my left shoulder. I start to make a legal pass. What do you think the person does that I'm trying to pass? What do you think they do?
Speed up.
They speed up. They all of a sudden want to go the speed limit or faster. And it's like you're at a racetrack and you're racing. You're like both racing and I'm trying to get around them and they're speeding up. That is so dangerous, but people do it quite a bit. So if that does happen, and it will at some point in your driving career, I guarantee it, you abort the pass, you back off the pass, you get behind them. You bite the bullet and just get behind them. It's not worth risking a bad accident for. And people, I've had them do that time and time again. All right, and that number 10 says you re-enter your lane when you can see the headlights of the vehicle you pass in your rear view mirror. That's when you can get back into your lane. Always turn on your turn signal when you're getting ready to pass. Make sure there's room to complete the pass. Even if you have a passing zone, but you think, you know what, I'm probably not going to make this. I waited too long. You don't do it. You don't do it. You never pass two cars at once, only one car at a time. That's a biggie. And it's just a dangerous maneuver. You got to be careful what you're doing. And you move quickly. Once you leave your lane and you start to pass that car, don't hesitate, get around it. Now, if all of a sudden, let's say you're passing in icy weather and you don't realize things are icy and then you start to pass and you start to fishtail a little bit or the engine misses or something, you stop the pass. You stop the pass. All right. Go ahead with this one. You always
I have a quick question about the pink slip.
Yeah.
I got mine today, so basically we can just drive anywhere with our parents.
Yep.
Okay.
But you're only supposed to drive with parents on the pink slip. Now,
Okay.
now when you get your level 1 license, which is what, after you get the credentials from passing this class, you go to the Secretary of State and you get your level 1 license. You actually could drive with grandparents, aunts, uncles, older brothers and sisters. You could do that then, but let's say you're going to drive with your grandpa or your grandma, have your mom write a note saying it's okay for you to drive with them, but you're really not supposed to do that until after, not on the pink slip. The pink slip's only supposed to be with parents. And I'll tell you, and which I told the 3 I gave today, every time you drive that car, you need to have that pink slip in your possession, because if, God forbid, you have an accident or if you have a problem, the police officers, they're going to want to see some proof that says you can be driving that car, because they're going to see you're pretty young. And by law, you're really not supposed to drive with parents until you get the pink slip. So you need to be able to produce that. They're going to want to see that. And then if you do, and they see it, they'll be like, okay, all right, you're good. You're good. So make sure you have that with you every time you drive that vehicle with your parents, and drive all the time with them when you get that pink slip, all the time.
Guess what?
What?
I'm going to have to find my wallet because I lost it like about a month ago. Can't find it.
Your wallet? Ooh, that stinks.
Yeah, it's got at least like 20 bucks in it, and I'm screwed.
But you know what I was thinking though, is I'm thinking at your age though, if you ask your parents what their biggest worry is of losing a wallet, they're going to tell you it's not the money, it's the credentials, the credit cards, the license, the social security card, all of your important credentials. You're more worried about having to replace all of those than the cash. Your age, what credentials would you have? Would you have had any credentials in your wallet even?
Nope.
Yeah, then don't worry about. That's a
I mean,
walk.
like passes to like getting the sporting events.
Oh, hey, nothing. You get older, you lose a wallet, you lose credentials. That's a big deal. You gotta have you gotta cancel your credit cards. It's a big deal. It's not the money. It's all the BS you gotta go through. All right, do you guys have this one down about being passed? Copy this down.
Copy. I already got it down.
All right. So you're gonna pass on the left, and you're gonna quickly get around the car, get back on the right. When you see the headlights of the car that you're passing, that's your cue that you can get over. Passing parked cars, you guys, they want you to leave about 4 feet. You want 4 feet around as you're passing cars that are parked along the road. All right, so that's called moving left of center. Remember I told you should be dead center unless extenuating circumstances would call that you need to be a little left of center. Obviously, if you're passing cars that are parked on the right, you need to be a little left of you need to be near the center line so you don't hit the cars on the right. So about 4 feet. 4 feet. Remember that space cushion was 8 feet. That's just telling you need to leave 8 feet around your car so that it's a little space cushion so you don't have a problem. And I told you 8 feet is about a door frame. A frame of a door is about 8 feet. All right. This is a group interaction. Don't worry about it. Moving on. All right. Lesson 27. Following distance. So I'll explain this to you too. Go ahead and fill this out, then I got to explain this to you. Because this will not make sense to you until I explain it to you. So fill it all out.
Is that your smoke alarm? Hey Ryan, is that your smoke alarm?
Does anybody need more time on this?
No mas.
Sometimes when those little gray squares come up down there, you see that kind of like, it's in that little gray rectangle. Those are important little notes, and those could be test questions if you ever see those. And this is a kind of a good thing to know. You know that you can, and I don't actually know why this is, and I'd like to know why this is, but do you know you can steer away from a hazard faster than you can brake for it? You can steer away faster than you can brake by like a quarter, I think a third of a second or a quarter of a second, not by much, basically the blink of an eye, but it doesn't matter. It could save your life. So I don't know if, and if anybody wants to interject here, if they have any ideas, but I don't know if it's because your brain sends the message faster to your arms because they're closer as they're sending the message down your, spinal cord and your nervous system down, and that it gets there quicker than it does to your feet. I don't know why, but it could save your life. So you can steer away quicker than you can brake for a hazard or an accident. All right. See, they're talking about this fixed object. Here's what this means. It's called following distance, you guys. This is what this means. Let's say if you want to calculate your following distance. So you're driving down, you have a car in front of you. And let's say you're driving down the expressway and you have a car in front of you. When the car in front of you, so you can determine following distance, when the car in front of you passes a fixed point. So the fixed point could be a giant billboard. All right. So when the car in front of you passes that fixed point, the giant billboard, you start counting 1001, 1002, 1003, 1000. When you come up to that same fixed object, where you're at is your following distance. So let's say you come up on it at 1004, 4 seconds. That is a following distance that you should have between you and the car in front of you. So what they're telling you down below is at speeds of between 0 and 40 miles per hour, you need about a 2-second following distance, right? Because you're not going as fast. So you don't need that much of a following distance. And by the way, these are under normal driving conditions. And this does not guarantee you can stop. This does not guarantee, but it'll help you. So if you're going 45 miles per hour, a little bit faster, you need a 3-second following distance. If you're going 45 to 55 miles an hour, you need a 3-second following distance, both between about 45, 50, both the 3 seconds. On the expressway and on highways like US 12, 223, M50, 52, those are all highways. You need a 4-second you need more of a following distance because you're going faster. You're going to come up to that car faster. Under adverse conditions, rain, sleet, snow, ice, you need a 6-second following distance or more, or actually more. So that's what, when they talk about this fixed point and all following distance, that's what that means. You have the car in front of you, when they pass a fixed point, you start counting 1001, 1002. And when you come up to that same fixed point, wherever you're at, 4-second, 3-second, whatever, that's your following distance. And that's what that means. Yeah, right. So, activity 24.
Are we starting the videos at 7?
What time is it? Yeah, I'll start. Yeah, 7, right in there. Yep. All right, so here we go. Activity 24. Hey, can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
I don't get this.
Yeah.
I don't think this question's right. It says, why should a driver not make a left turn into a left turn only lane? Quite frankly, that's the lane you should make your left turn in. You see what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
no, it's confusing.
Throw that one out. Throw that question out. I don't like it. Cross it off. That makes no sense. All right, how we do this time? Anybody 0?
Nope, not me.
1 to 5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I missed one.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. And like I said, make sure you know the right answers. Make sure you got those. All right, moving on.
Yeah, I missed like 5 this time.
Okay, and there was how many? 15 on this one, looks like?
Correct.
Because we threw that one out because that was a dumb question. All right. Searching. This you better be doing constantly. Constantly. There's one of those little gray boxes again, you guys. Failure to identify hazards in the is the single biggest cause of crashes. That's a big one. That could be on that test. And a driver's ability to handle dangerous traffic conditions depends mostly on whether they are searching for hazards in advance. Those are 2 biggies right there. All right, fill this out, and then I'll go over it. Constantly searching with your eyes, constantly.
Can you scroll down?
Yep. All right, while you guys are finishing this out, let me tell you a couple of things. So when preparing to turn, you should be, if you're in the city, you should be searching about 2 to 3 blocks in advance. You don't want to come right up to the turn. Then if you're not searching ahead and then all of a sudden it's there and you're like, or that's not, you need to be searching ahead and constantly looking with your eyes, mirrors, upper, side mirrors, front, back, but very quickly, just glancing blows because you can't take your eyes off the road. Can't do that for any length of time for obvious reasons. All right, so say again.
There's a question okay, do you see speed, lane position, and communicate?
What number?
It's number 1 under the Smith system, teaches professional drivers too.
Is that
There's
the
a question. No, it's the bottom.
search, evaluate, execute? Oh, Smith's, I see it. All right, number 1,
Yeah.
aim. Okay, aim your search high and steering. What's your question?
Oh, there's a question. Like there's a fill in there. And
There's
it's
a what?
not. There's a fill in there, and there's not one for you. There's a
So,
blank.
Where is the fill-in come at? The fill-in blank, where does it come in?
Number 3.
It's blank away from a hazard is faster than braking.
Remember what I said? Who remembers that? by a quarter of a second could save your life? Hello, anybody? Steering. Remember? Steering away from hazard is quicker than braking for it. By a split second, but it could save your life. Remember I said, and I don't know if that's because your brain can send the message quicker to your arms. I don't know.
I think he means our in our book is missing a blank for that. For
Yeah,
us
that's
steering in the book.
So don't worry about it. I'm not sure because I don't have the book in front of me, so don't worry about it.
Mm.
No, you have to put in it steering away from the hazard is faster than braking.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's you got to add. The
Yeah.
blank is steering. Steering away from the hazard is faster than braking. So that's what you should fill in for the black. And there it is right there, a half a second. It's by a half a second at the top. And I got to say something about this. The difference between perception time and reaction time is perception time is the distance that you travel from the time your eye sees the hazard till the time it registers to your brain that it's a hazard. All right, that's that's perception. Reaction is how fast you react to something. And quite frankly, I think I've been teaching driver's ed now for 7 years, but personally, and I don't want to jinx this, and I think because kids are young and they're quick and a lot of kids are very athletic, their reaction time is pretty good. And I think that's because a lot of times kids play sports and they have really good reaction time. And I think that sports does that. I really do. Enough said on that. Let me see. Search, evaluate, and execute. That's actually an acronym. C. You should be constantly searching, constantly evaluating. What are you going to do? What am I going to do if this happens? That you got to evaluate the situation. And you don't have all day to think this through. You have a split second to figure this out. Split second. And then you execute it. After you think of what you're going to do, then you execute the plan. That Smith system, that's another acronym. So you're going to be aiming high, looking high, constantly searching, get the big picture all around you. Keep your eyes constantly moving. Always leave yourself an out. What would I do if? What would I do if I can't stop at this stop sign because it's icy? What am I going to do? You should be thinking about that as you're coming up to it on an icy day. And make sure they see you. Keep yourself visible. I told you, blow the horn. Visible, I know that's visual, that's more auditory, but blow the horn, flash your lights, put your turn signals on. You got to do that. Make yourself visible to others. All right, so a field of vision, you guys, that's everything that you can see around you. That's your field of vision. Everything you can see around you. Depth perception, young drivers usually have a problem with. It's the ability to judge the space between cars, the space between lines, the space between objects. It's called depth perception. The more you drive, the more practice you get, the better you'll get at depth perception. And imaginary or the line of sight is anything that you see from, like it's the line of vision that extends from your eyes to the point of focus, what you're focusing on. But you constantly got to be looking far and wide. You know, I had a kid one time, and in fact, and I still remember exactly where it was. The drivers I've had, and you guys probably did this too. And I can tell you exactly where the first incident was. I was coming out of LCS. Did you guys, most of the drives turned down the Country Club Road on the first drives? Mine all did. When we drive down past the Country Club. Anyway, I had this kid one time and I was leaving from LCS. I forget where, I think he was from LCS actually. It was like a long time ago. Anyway, so every time it was time to make a turn, he'd be all over the road. He'd come in hot. I always say come in hot. That means you're coming in fast. And we'd make a turn and we'd be like, like almost up on two wheels. And oh, it's terrible. It just too fast. And I'd be saying, well, your turn, there's a turn coming. Anyway, so fine. This went on for the first 4 drives. And finally I was starting to get angry because I'm like, this is stupid. This is too much here. So when we pulled over, I said, I'm getting tired of telling you, you got to slow down on these turns, blah, blah, blah. And he just looked at me like feeling bad. And then I felt bad because I said something anyway. So that night I'm laying in bed thinking about the day. I'm thinking to myself, why does this kid not get this? And if like, it was almost like a light bulb went off in my head. And I thought, you know what? I wonder where he's looking. I wonder where he is looking, because I think I had just started doing driver's ed. Now I watch kids' eyes. I want to see where they're looking. So I watch their eyes, and I didn't then. And so I couldn't wait to get with them again. And so when I got in the car the next time with them, I said to him, I can't remember, whatever. I said, when we're driving, where are you looking? Where are you searching? You know what he says to me? I don't know can you see my gesture? He goes like this, right there. Can you see where I'm pointing my finger? Right there. He's looking right in front of the car, like directly in front of the car at the pavement. And I'm like, no. You need to be looking way. So is it any wonder every time we came up to a turn, he didn't see the turn because he's looking at the pavement right in front of the car. I said, no, you got to be looking way up in advance of the car. So that's all I needed to say to him. And once I did that, we had never had a problem again. Quite frankly, I'm going to take the blame for that, because as a driving instructor, I should have been asking where he was looking. And after that, we had no problems coming into turns. None. Yeah. Oh, you need to be searching far and wide. All right. I think this is going to ask you to search what you would be looking in a city environment. Do you guys know what rural means? The word rural, do you know what that means? Country. It's opposite of city. So rural means you're searching in the country. You're searching in a country area. So what they want you to list, you don't need to list 10 of each, just give me 5. Give me 5 things that you would be searching for if you were driving in the city, and 5 things you're going to be searching for if you're driving in the country. You do not have to do 10.
So you want us to do only 5 on both sides?
5 of each. 5 things you're going to be searching for in the city, and 5 things you're going to be searching for in the rural or country. If this lines up right, I'm not sure. Get it? All right, this is one I just did, so sorry.
Yeah, we just did this.
Yeah, sorry. Cancel this. Go back to that one I told you. Give me 5 things you're going to look for in a city environment, what you're going to be searching for, and 5 things you're going to be searching for in rural. I'm going to tell you rural, you better put deer. You better put animals. Yeah, you don't have to do 5 of each. 5 of each. Good enough.
Done.
All right. I'll just let me give a couple more minutes to kids to finish up here.
How many more videos do we have?
We probably have 3 tonight.
How long are they?
There are no really long ones tonight. Like 4, 5, 6 minutes each. What do you keep it? Is that my timekeeper? Want to be out by 7:20? You're doing a little math here, calculating times. All right, so I gotta ask again, is Marcelo in? I don't think I let him in, but Marcelo, are you here? All right,
He's not.
Marcelo, are you here? Marcelo? All right, apparently he's not in on this meeting. Okay. So Logan, tell me something you're going to be searching for in a city environment.
I said people.
Good, that's great. And you can call them pedestrians. Good. Deasia, give me something you're going to be searching for in a city environment.
I used to live in the city, so I saw this a lot. Like basketballs, like in the city.
Oh, that's a good one. Good. Lily, give me something you're going to search for in a city.
I said like mail trucks and like garbage trucks and stuff.
Okay. Easton, give me something you're going to search for in a city.
I said pedestrians.
Okay. Yeah. Anything else?
Construction.
That's good. Construction could actually go either way. That could go both ways.
Yeah.
Allie, give me something you'd search for in a city environment.
I said like broken car pieces.
About what? What'd you say, honey?
Broken.
Car pieces.
Oh, okay. Oh, good answers, you guys. How about Gracie? Something in a city.
Potholes.
What'd you say?
Potholes.
Potholes? Yeah, that could be anywhere, actually.
Yeah.
Yep, that could be any. Did anybody put emergency vehicles? Like
I did. I said first responders.
Yep. You're probably more apt to run into kind of encounter those in a city. Not that you couldn't in a country, but you may probably see more of those. Definitely more of those.
Yeah, there was this one guy going on a road at least 100 mile an hour down the road.
Was it an EMT or something?
Nope.
Just a person driving that fast?
Yep, in a BMW sports car.
Going, you think 100 miles an hour?
At least, maybe 80
Where was that at?
by our road.
Man, yeah, that's something you call. Yeah, I would call 911 on that. 100 miles an hour, I would call on that, report that.
And there's this little big hill at the end of the road. I think he bit it.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
it's like a uphill sort of.
Wow.
And that was before we redid the road.
What road was this? Is this in Blissfield?
Sort of. It's Horton Road.
Okay. All right, now I'm going to ask a couple of kids what some things that they need to be searching for in rural or country environments. So Elijah,
Say that again. I'm sorry.
give me something that you would be searching for in a rural environment, or that which would mean country.
I said animals.
Absolutely animals. Actually, you could look for those in the city too. I'd be more thinking about deer and rural. Bryce, give me something in a rural environment.
The curb.
In rural?
Rural is the city, right?
No, honey, rural is country. Curb is a
sorry.
definite one for city.
The ditch then.
What'd you say?
The ditch.
Oh, good. That's good. And those drainage ditches and Blissfields are killers. Taylor, give me something in a rural environment.
I said roadkill.
That's good. That's very good. Give me somebody else here. Ryan, something in rural.
I said rocks or potholes.
Yep, that's always good. Gravel. Hope that you guys know how slippery gravel is? Real slippery. So if you come in too fast on a gravel road, you'll slide right through the intersection. Gravel is very, very slippery. How about, and I've been seeing this a lot lately actually. And did anybody put this down for rural? And this could be city too, but I've been seeing it more in rural. Tree trimming services. Ash blunt, it's called. they're trimming the trees so that they don't interfere with power lines and cut power. I have been seeing workers doing that like crazy out in the country. Anybody see that or put that down? That's not a bad one to put down for rural.
Yeah, I put it down.
Who said that?
Peyton
Taylor?
Feather.
Who did?
Peyton Feather.
Taylor, is that you?
Peyton Feather.
Oh, Peyton. Okay, good girl. Because that's a good one.
I live out in the country and I have lots of trees around my house.
And are they trimming them down?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are by ours.
Yep.
Sometimes.
I just saw a bunch over. Does anybody live over by Loch Erin by any chance? Loch Erin.
I live in Loch Erin.
Who said that?
Deasia.
All right, Deasia, over by Loch Erin, on going down Pentecost tonight. There were 5 ash blunt giant trucks in a row.
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Me and my mom were just talking about that too.
Yeah. Where do you live in Loch Erin, honey? Where at?
I live like
What's the name of the street? Do you know?
Sussex.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like close to the water.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry to interrupt.
That's all right.
Speaking of trucks, did you hear about this one big accident about a truck flipped over and on Thompson Highway in Blissfield?
No. When did that happen?
Like a week ago or 2, and it was bad.
Did anybody lose their life?
No, not that I know of. I think my dad saw it happen and it was scary. Like my dad and the accident happened around like 8:30 in the morning and it didn't get done until noon.
Oh, you guys had a bad thing there in Blissfield because I was doing drives. Didn't you lose wasn't there a paramedic or a fire chief or something that got killed at a high speed something going to something in Blissfield about a month ago?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Yeah, you definitely did. I think it was a firefighter and he was on the way. He was a young guy. He may have been like the captain or something. Any of you Blissfield kids, if you want to interject here, but he was on the way, I think, to a fire and he lost control of the car and rolled it or did something. And I don't think he was wearing a seatbelt, but whatever. It's whatever. And he lost his life. Anybody from Blissfield remember hearing anything about that?
Yeah, that was Joe Gallo.
Yeah, isn't that what happened? Am I right on that?
Yeah.
That is terrible. They did a big community. Didn't they do a big drive-through memorial or something through there or something? Like a bunch of fire trucks and everything and did a big thing for him? Yeah, it was sad. Young man, a relatively young man. It was very, very sad, very sad. And it was in the line of duty, you know?
No wonder why there were so many flashing noises.
Yeah.
That
was about a month ago, I think. About a month ago.
He was actually at the scene.
What now?
My dad's a cop and he was actually at the scene.
Oh, he was. Oh. Who said that? Who just said that?
Isaiah.
Who?
Isaiah.
Isaiah, is your dad's a cop? Is he a cop in Blissfield?
Lenway.
Oh, Lenway. So he was called to the scene on that?
Yeah.
God, that's terrible. What was he going to a fire, right?
Yeah, he was going to. Yeah, it was I can't remember exactly what my dad said, but it was some small fire.
Uh-huh. And he was going too fast and lost control, right? Is that what happened?
Yeah.
Was he, not that I'm not putting any blame, obviously, but bless his heart, he lost his life. But was he not wearing a seatbelt, maybe?
I have no idea.
Seemed like I read in the paper he wasn't wearing a seatbelt. Like I said, and there's times I've jumped in a car and not worn one, so I'm certainly not gonna pass judgment. I'm not.
There's something that you forget.
I will say seatbelts are really important, you guys, real important. All right, moving on. Let's see, what are we at? 7 o'clock. Let's do some videos. So we'll stop here. So tomorrow we'll start at 29. So let's see if we get through 33 by Thursday. Yeah, we're gonna have to crank it up tomorrow. I'm gonna have to really crank it up. Put your tomorrow, get a good night's sleep tomorrow because I'm really gonna crank it up tomorrow. We're gonna have to blow through some lessons tomorrow. All right, let's do some videos. Here we go. All right, bear with me. Got to change my glasses. Some of my glasses are not not strong enough anymore. Oh, that is so much better. Yeah, right. All right, here we go. Parking. You don't have any video quizzes on any of this tonight. Don't worry about just but pay attention to it. Don't be zoning out.
Turns into parking spaces are like any other turn, only a bit tighter. We position the car and signal just as we would for a right turn. We're far enough away from the other cars to make a wide turn. As we turn, we get our left bumper as close to the left as we can, so that our right rear clears the car on the right. And then pull all the way to the curb. Angle parking is similar, but easier. Getting in and out of a parking place along the curb is a good test of our ability to handle a car. Some states include it on the license exam. First, we stop with the back end of the car even with the front of the parking spot, about 2 feet away from the other car. We shift to reverse and check behind. We back slowly, turning the steering wheel to the right until the car is aimed at the back of the parking space. Then we straighten the steering wheel to drive toward the car behind. As we clear the rear of the other car, we turn the steering wheel sharply left while backing slowly. We want to keep the rear wheels 6 to 12 inches from the curb. If the tires are against the curb, we can't turn. We continue backing until the car almost touches the car behind. Now, we turn the wheel to the right and pull forward until the car is lined up with the curb. We move the car back or forward as needed to even out the space. Parallel parking is tricky and doesn't always succeed the first time. We may end up too close to the curb and find that we can't back far enough. Or we may end up too far from the curb and too far out in the street. If so, our best bet is to pull out and start the process over again. Leaving is a little easier. We back the car slowly, then we turn the wheel to the right to aim the front of the car toward the street. If the parking space is cramped, we may need to start backing with the wheel hard to the right. Turn hard left and enter the street slowly. After entering the street, we steer to the right to align the vehicle in the lane, straighten the steering wheel, and accelerate to match the speed of traffic. Just to be absolutely sure it doesn't take off on its own. Of course, we always set the parking brake and put the car in park, so this will never happen. Well, almost always. If we're parked on a downgrade, we need to turn the wheels sharply to the right and let the car roll up against the curb. If there's no curb, we just turn the wheel sharply to the right. If the car does roll, it will stay out of the road. Facing uphill, we can turn the wheels sharply left and let the car roll backward against the curb. Again, if there's no curb, we can turn the wheel right so the car would roll away from the road.
See, the point is you have to envision how you want to turn the front wheel so that if that car starts to roll, it will roll back into the curb, not into the road and get hit by oncoming traffic. So in your mind, you got to think of how that's gonna, how you would do that. Oops, sorry. All right.
Let's see how long it takes us to pass. According to the timer, that took 12 seconds. At 55 miles per hour, we traveled about 968 feet. So we need a gap of 968 feet to pass at 55, right? Not even close. That oncoming car will travel the same distance we do. That will cut our gap in half, meaning we need twice as much distance. Gap City.
That's what makes passing on two-lane roads so dangerous. Head-on crashes are not common, comprising less than 2% of all crashes, but they account for about 15% of fatalities.
The human eye can't detect motion at the distance we need in order to pass at highway speeds. A car that far away seems to be standing still. That means if the car seems to be getting closer, it's already too close. Rule 1. We can't always see far enough ahead. Oops. That leads to Rule 2. When curves or hills keep you from seeing far enough ahead, assume there's a car just about to appear. We need the same distance to a hill or curve as to an oncoming car. Here comes the last rule. What do we do now, other than pray? Maybe someone will let us back in the right lane, but we can't count on it.
It's done. It's done.
Yep. Okay, I'll get one more here.
So this is the last one.
Yeah, actually, there's a couple more, but because they're kind of short. I'm looking for following distance and searching. Give me just a minute. All right, hang on.
We've seen a variety of hazards in the many traffic scenes we've driven through. We've been able to handle most of them by looking in the right place at the right time. But some hazards are not very obvious. We can be looking at them and still not recognize them, like this one. We have a better view of both cars than they have of each other. We can see what's going to happen. Unfortunately, drivers don't always have the time to think about the possibilities that can develop in traffic and what to do about them. They have to react. How are people able to react so quickly? Well, as experienced drivers, they've seen situations like this before. Their minds see one car coming down the road and one about to pull out. It sounds an alarm that tells them to get their foot off of the accelerator, their eyes to start looking for a way out, and their hands to get ready to steer. So when the car pulls out, they're prepared. They apply the brake enough to slow down and to be able to turn onto the roadside. Was this driver prepared to react the first time a situation like this developed? Probably not. But after this happens once, drivers quickly learn to recognize the signs, just like children learn to recognize the signs of something too hot to touch. It's from experiences like these that drivers learn to react quickly to hazardous situations and to lower their crash rate by 2/3 over the first 2 years of driving. This video will present you with a lot of hazardous situations from which you can learn the signs of trouble. One type of hazard is the person on the road who can't see us. Remember this guy? Here's another. A driver would have to back halfway into the street before seeing. By keeping our eyes peeled, we're able to spot one that may be on the verge of backing. How about here? He's so intent on catching that taxi that he isn't looking our way at all. Here's one more. He'll have a hard time seeing us. Another type of hazard is people who can see us, but who are distracted. These people seem to be searching for an address. It might be a good idea to keep our distance. It's good that we didn't try to pass them. People hard at work aren't always paying attention. It's our job to look out for them. This guy's probably new on the job. He may never live to be old on the job. Some people are more confused than distracted. We're not sure where this tourist is going. Neither is the tourist. This driver may have missed his exit. We expect him to slow down. Finally, there are those situations that create a problem for some driver, which suddenly becomes our problem. His problem could have been our problem if we hadn't left room for him. His problem could have been ours if we hadn't recognized it before he did. Well, now that we know what kinds of hazards we face, let's see how well we recognize them when they happen unexpectedly. What's the hazard here? Why is that driver in the deceleration lane suddenly braking? There's plenty of room left to slow down. No, it's a good bet that he suddenly realized he took the wrong exit. The brake lights are a tip-off. The only reason to apply the brakes is to shift out of park. This driver is getting ready to roll.
Are you done? You gotta be the strictest.
What should we
teacher
do
I've ever had
here?
in my life. I don't remember going through any of this stuff.
People working on a car tend to be preoccupied. If the driver decides to try starting it, he may walk into the street. The best thing to do is give him the whole lane. Not everything is a hazard. That pedestrian was going the other way. Even if he decided to turn around and come back, we'd have plenty of time to respond.
Yeah, but I said, you don't have to.
Spotting hazards early lets us respond quickly, smoothly, and smartly.
All right. People still awake out there? Kate, you still awake?
Barely.
Wake up.
I almost fell asleep with my eyes open.
Hey, I'm going to tell you guys, this is a walk in the park compared to if you would have to go to I could tell you stories. If you would have to go to, normally our classes are, if you were doing face-to-face, we normally do 6 to 8 o'clock classes, and you have to go out in the cold, freezing, snowy weather, and like at Lenawee Christian, Tecumseh High School. I always teach in Onstead. You're out in crazy weather at 6 to 8, leaving at 8 o'clock at night. Kids are, so this is easy. You're in your homes, it's warm, it's comfortable. When you're done, you're going to shut me off, probably go to bed or eat something. And this is so much nicer.
So they have to go outside to do this lesson?
No, what we'd have to go, you'd have to meet at a high school. And so you'd have to leave at 8 o'clock at night. And many times we'd all leave. The class would start and there wasn't snow. We would leave and our cars would be packed with snow. We'd have to slip and slide through it's horrible. This is nothing compared to some of the stuff I've done. All right. You guys have look in the back of your books. Do you have a review, a review 1 and a review 2? I don't have the book in front of me, but look right now and let me know that. And there's quite a few questions in it.
Yes. We have all the activity questions.
You have what?
We have all the activities that we look at. All the activity questions are in here, and then we just have one sheet of blank paper.
Okay, do you have something that says anything about a review?
Yeah, it's before the
We have a couple.
one thing.
Does it say review 1 and review 2?
Yeah.
All right. You guys have homework. So you need to have the review 1 done by Thursday night's class. Okay? So the review 1, just do this on your own time. I want you guys to have that done by Thursday night's class. You have 2 days to work on it.
What would happen if someone was to fail the in-person test?
That's a good question. I'm glad you asked that. What would happen if you'd fail the test?
Mm-hmm.
If you were to fail the test, you don't have to take the class over again, but you have to take the test again.
Oh.
So what you would have to, and you don't have to pay any more money to do that, but what you'd have to do then is Matt is find a place where they're gonna be doing the test again, face to face, and you have to retake it.
Okay.
What do you want us to do? What do you want us to get done by Thursday again?
That don't you ever review a bunch of review questions? There's probably
Yep.
like 60 of them, 50 of them, whatever. Do those.
In our book?
Yep.
Okay.
How many are there?
What?
How many are there?
I can't, I wish I had that stupid book in front of me, but I don't. But
There are 80.
is there like, there's a lot, 50 maybe?
80.
80? Okay, so that's like aligns with the test. So I think would be advantageous for you to do that. If you're not
Hey,
sure the answer, go back to the book and get the answer.
When is our test?
Thursday, the 21st of January. And that's
Okay.
face to face.
Okay. Where are we going to be meeting at?
Listen, I'm going to give you more information on that, but here's the thing. I really like to be with you guys on the test. I really would, because I just never, I like to do the whole thing. But here's my problem. I told you guys that this is the beginning, but I'm going to say it again. Unfortunately, my parent teacher conferences for Springbrook are that night, that same night of our test, right? And my parent teacher conferences are I have to be in on them, and they're from 4 to 7 via Zoom. But what I want to do, so we're going to meet, somebody's going to meet you face to face, but I'm going to ask the man I work for, Marshall, if I could meet you guys at 7, not at 5:30. I can't meet at 5:30 because I have to do my conferences and I cannot get out of those. And I won't, I mean, that's a big deal for me because it's my job. But if he would okay meeting at 7, at a face-to-face location, which I'll tell you where it will be, and I think it's going to be the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Tecumseh, then I could be there for that test. But it's all in his hands if he wants to meet at 7. And the test takes about an hour. So I'll let you know. I got to call him tomorrow and talk to him about this. So by the end of the week this week, I will let you know if I will be administering the test and where it'll be. Okay. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Okay. And I really want to be there with you for that test because I'm the one that's been teaching it and I feel like I need to be there. But if it doesn't work, I mean, I can't, the ball is in his court. All right. Any other questions about anything?
no.
Any concerns about anything?
Nope.
Somebody tell me what the homework is?
The 80 test thing.
Yeah, the review questions one, and it's a good review for you guys, or I wouldn't have you do it. It's important.
And it's due by Thursday.
I'd like to see it on Thursday. I'm gonna have you hold the books up. I'm gonna look at it.
Question.
Yep.
What page is it on?
I don't know. I don't have the book, Cade.
It's at the back of the book. And it's
It's at the back of the book.
It says index.
What does it say?
All right. Did Marcelo ever show? I don't think so.
Probably not.
Okay. So who's driving tomorrow? Anybody who's none of my group, but who's driving tomorrow?
I am.
Okay.
I am too.
Okay.
Me too.
All right. All right. Well, good luck, you guys. Be careful behind the wheel. Pay attention and be searching for hazards. Searching. All right. See you guys tomorrow, 5:30.
Bye.
Adios.
Bye.